Hey Internet, Lunchbox5930 here, and we want to go see Demon Slayer Infinity Castle in theaters. Now we did sneak in a lot of food because, have you seen how expensive this stuff is? Demon Slayer did have some popcorn buckets and some cups as well, but unfortunately when we showed up, they were sold out. The person running the counter did tell us that they were sold out day one. So we got a box, mixed our popcorn with butter. This is how you actually do it. This is a real strat. We found our seats and we waited. Also, here's a Final Fantasy Tactics ad. I thought it was neat. Yeah, I'm gonna film this right after I finish taking my shower. Sorry, I like being clean. All right, we're back from watching the Demon Slayer movie, and actually, color me surprised. Now, I would like to do this in a Red Letter Media style video, but I don't have anybody with the letter J in their name. Unfortunately, Joe Schmo is in the other side of the country, but go follow their channel if you haven't yet. I wrote down some notes here. Yes, wrote down some notes. So just a heads up, Crunchyroll did mention that they're not gonna be posting this movie this year on their streaming service. So if you want to watch this movie, you're gonna have to watch it now, very soon. I believe the theatrical run is almost over. Also, I'm gonna try to stay as spoiler-free as possible. So let's start off with the story. This is a continuation of the anime, and yeah, I thought it was great. The story was really solid. It's essentially just like fight scene after fight scene after fight scene. And as well with the flashback, there's a lot of flashbacks. So it's fight scene, flashback, fight scene, flashback, fight scene, flashback. Now that did kind of take away from the pacing, but it really kind of fit the movie too. Like, you saw a lot of background as to why these characters act the way they do. A lot of motivation as well, especially towards the end of the third act. And man, so the big fight scene is through 3 different characters, 2 good, 1 bad. And they're just going at it. It is insane to watch. A majority of the film's runtime is that one fight scene. And then the other majority of that runtime is the flashback of the main bad guy. I'm trying to stay as spoiler free as possible, but you already know if you've watched or read Demon Slayer, it's these characters right here. Now this movie is 2.5 hours, but honestly, it didn't really feel like 2.5 hours. I did go to the bathroom once. I think everything that was shown was essentially necessary. There wasn't any like dead air, any dead space for the plot to continue moving along. Although I have seen some criticism that there's no true resolution to this movie, which yeah, it's not a standalone movie, it's a continuation movie. A standalone movie would be like Spy Family. But this being a continuation movie, it's a continuation of the story. You're gonna have to watch the next season to get the rest of the story. But all in all, I think especially the later half with the main fight was extremely well done, and I'm very excited for the next season. It's very violent too. A lot of blood. A lot of blood. When I saw this movie was rated R, I was like, oh, I wonder why. But there is a lot of decapitation, a lot of gore effects too, especially like near the final fight. You see like a lot of like body parts and stuff. But if you've watched Demon Slayer, you're kind of accustomed to it too, especially like hyper violent anime too. You're kind of accustomed to it. They really leaned into that rated R rating. So the character designs, I'm not super hot on the character designs for Demon Slayer in general, especially when they cry. I don't like it. So I'm not too crazy hot on the character designs, but I mean, you know, they still look fine, I guess. Now the audio was great. There was no issues with the audio. There were a couple times where the dubbing was very sped up and kind of felt like it was like falling over itself, but that's kind of like the thing with dubs too, because you know, Japanese has a lot less syllables and a lot more emotiveness, and English being the Gregorian language it is long, so every now and then the dubbing is gonna fall on itself. There wasn't too much of that. I think there was like maybe like 1 or twice that I noticed. The voice acting, phenomenal. Like, there was one extra that kind of like, when they said their line, I was like, you want to do a second take? No, you're gonna keep that in the movie? Overall, I think everybody did extremely well. Even Channing Tatum. He did sound like a little bit Texan. Seeing the behind the scene footage of him like asking them to say like, oh, let me hear that again, I want to get his laugh correct. That was great. Welcome home, Channing Tatum. Super cool dad. I think he did this for his daughter, which is insane. Is this a Channing Tatum stan account? It is now. And also with the audio, the music wasn't overbearing. The music played when it had to. The movie is also, you know, very loud along with the fight scenes, but when it's quiet, it is dead quiet. Like, you heard people like in the theater, like moving in their seats or grabbing their popcorn. Those quiet moments were definitely played extremely well. Now the animation,
wow, it's incredible. The animation absolutely floored me. Like, that is incredible. Like, UFO Table is an amazing studio, and when you give them like a huge movie budget, they definitely show like what they could do. There was some CG used mainly for the actual like castle itself, and then for a couple like transitioning shots, like when they're like panning with the characters, like if they start on this face and they gotta end like over here, yeah, they use that as CG, but it really wasn't noticeable. What was really nice is that a lot of the fight scenes, a lot of the close-up, it wasn't CG. More of the CG was used as like enhancement of the animation, not a replacement of the animation, which is really great. One of the big issues that I have with like modern anime and modern anime movies is that they rely a lot on 3D graphics and CG to kind of cut corners, and I'm glad that UFO Table did not cut corners here. I wrote lighting, but like, I don't know. it's an anime. Like, you can't really mess up lighting on an anime. Final thoughts, I thought it was great. If you've watched Demon Slayer, you're probably already gonna watch this. Why are you watching this video? But for someone who has never seen Demon Slayer, who has no experience with what a Demon Slayer is or slaying of demons, I wouldn't recommend this movie. You have to watch everything up to this point. Yeah, you could read the manga up to this point, but you're not getting like the spectacle, the full animation that UFO Table does. And I'm a strong proponent, if you read the manga, you have to watch the anime as well. Because there's a lot of extra things in there that like your mind might think of one thing that when you read a page, but the anime does something completely different. It's nice to get two different viewpoints of the same story as well. So yeah, if you watch Demon Slayer, absolutely go watch this. If you've never watched Demon Slayer, go watch everything up to this point, then watch it. But if you have no interest in Demon Slayer, don't watch this. Now, I have seen a lot of people kicking around the idea of this possibly getting an Academy Award. No, that's not how this works. I don't think this is going to be a shoe-in, quote shoe-in for an Academy Award. Yeah, the animation was great. The audio was amazing. The story was damn good because I've consumed Demon Slayer these last few years. Now, the people that watch the Academy Award have no idea what this is. We might have like one or two that are like, oh, my kid watches this. But I don't think this could be like, you know, really in the Academy Awards. Again, it's a continuation story. If you're watching this for the first time, you'll have no idea what is happening. Like, who are these characters? Why are they in a castle? Why is the castle infinity? Oh, there's crows? They do give you some like background to the characters themselves, but it's not enough to you to fully understand. You're only given their reasonings why they act this way or why they're on this journey, but not who they are. Unfortunately, I would love for this to even get nominated for an Academy Award. It might be nominated for an Academy Award, maybe for like special effects, or, well, it's an animation. I don't know how that's gonna work. International film, maybe? I don't know. That would be really fun, but unfortunately, no. But there we go. That's all my notes. Let me know in the forums what you thought of the Demon Slayer movie. I thought it was really great. Can't wait for the next season. All right. Love you all. Take care. Peace.